大家好，我先自我介绍一下，我是来自台北，台湾台北的 VVG Grace 好样。在我开始分享好样的故事之前，我们先看一段影片，谢谢。
This is a VVG video. We started in 1999, and we have had 15 years of history. We started out as a bistro in the eastern part of Taipei City. If you've been to Taipei, the eastern part of Taipei City is a happening place. However, we're stuck in the small area, and therefore we were not that famous. I joined VVG in 2002, and then I started to ponder on how we can survive. There are many restaurants tucked away in a Taipei small alley, and they could only survive for a couple of years. Then they go away. We wanted to introduce European cuisine to Taiwan, and so we wanted to do everything with ourselves. We bake our own bread, and we bake our own dessert. We want to put a human touch. It's like dining in your grandma's kitchen. We want to provide our customers with the best and food, and this has been the guiding principle that has been guiding us for the past 15 years. In 2002, when I joined VVG, I began to think how we can survive, how these restaurants can survive. And I decided to use a cost-effective way to expand ourselves. And in 2006, we branched out into catering business. Catering was mainly done by major hotels, for instance, Hyatt or Regency. And so we wanted to differentiate ourselves. We were very lucky in 2002. Louis Vuitton wanted to work with us, and they wanted us to produce finger food for them. And that's when we started our catering business, and it was really warmly welcomed. And we started with Louis Vuitton, and we worked with Gucci, etc. And in terms of catering, we have some 300 to 400 clients. We work with Chanel, and we work with different customers because our customers wanted to provide make to order, and therefore we have a huge research and development team. And this is also a project with Chanel, and this is the project that we work with Gio using color to represent their lipsticks. And this is a Glory chocolate. Louis Vuitton again in their jewelry show. This is full of design and creativity. And this is another Louis Vuitton on finger food. This is a project for Bulgaria, as for Hermes, and this is for outdoor catering. This is an event for the Taipei competition for the 2016 Design City. And this is a table setting that we designed, and all the food was designed and arranged according to the different colors. This is a private party food display. And so from 1999 to 2005, we were focusing on our bistro and catering. And in 2006, we started another restaurant right at this same alley where our bistro has been, because our customers are maturing, and therefore we branched into fine dining. This is traditional French food. And because I've been in the catering and restaurant business for a very long time, and therefore I was getting fed up with it. And I realized that there are a lot of other things that we could do in terms of business. I am a global traveler, and hotel is a very important factor to a global traveler. However, when you travel, what we really want is a home away from home, and therefore we started a B&B business right above the restaurant. And when you were watching the video, you could see that we provide with our guests very abundance of breakfast. It is full of comfort. We have 3 bedrooms. One of the rooms is very, very interesting. And these rooms were named after our staff members. When you checked into this room, there are more than 1,000 books, and you can listen to music. And in 2006, I wanted to do something else. After opening 2 restaurants, I wanted to diversify. And in the vicinity of the restaurants, I opened a candy shop, and I named it. I was inspired by the movie Marie Antoinette, and I called it VVG Bonbon, bonbon meaning candy in French. And in this store, there's a lot of candies and sweet, and we also sell cupcakes. There was a lot of ups and downs in 2008 and 2009 because of the global financial tsunami, and we were seriously affected by the global tsunami, by the financial tsunami. The business environment was not very good, and we were unlike other people. Many business people wanted to close the shop, and instead I wanted to open another shop. At that time, I wanted to open a bookstore. In Taipei, many bookstores were closed because of the competition from online bookstore. I grew up reading a lot of books, and I grew up going to bookstores, and therefore I wanted to open a bookstore. And so right across from where our restaurant is, there was a warehouse, and I turned this warehouse into a very small bookstore. Sleepy Bookstore is a very famous bookstore chain in Taiwan, and I did not want to open another bookstore chain. However, I wanted to do something more personal, and so I choose books related to arts, lifestyle, design, photography. And in 2012, we were very lucky. This bookstore was ranked as one of the most beautiful bookstores by flavorwire.com. And so we've been working on this lifestyle business starting in 1999, and that's when we were noticed. And so we have restaurants, and we have a candy shop, and we have bookstore, and so this is like a cluster, and we became some kind of village. And developers are eyeing where we are, and we were living in this sense of urgency because maybe very soon the area we are located will be demolished, maybe urbanized. And so we wanted to move, and I went to Neihu area in Taipei City and opened a restaurant in Neihu. And this is a very much unplugged restaurant. There's a lot of traditional toys, old-fashioned toys, on display, and there are children's books. This is a restaurant for both kids and the parents. And in 2012, we opened a restaurant in Huashan Creative Park, and this was a factory area in 1916, and just a few years ago, the cultural department of the Taipei municipal government turned this into a creative park. And in this creative park, there are old buildings. This two-story building was allocated to us. On the ground level, it is a restaurant, and on the second level is a bookstore. And this is an extension of our business.
You can see the inside of the restaurant, and upstairs is the bookstore. Because we started to come up with the concept of the bookstore in 2009, and then we started to organize many events and workshops in 2013, which is last year. On the same street, in one of the small alleys, we opened up a unique bakery, which we also collect a lot of embroidery and sewing things. And this was called VVG Chiffon. And we sold desserts and baking goods. And in Taipei, it has become a sort of a lifestyle shops in Taiwan. In August of last year, in Songshan Tobacco Factory District, I'm sure many of you know Elite Bookstore. In one of its major bookstores, we used up its basement area, and we decided to adopt the theme of a movie site. And we also put in a corner a very small book corner. And in that corner, there were a lot of books on movies. We want to try to bring aesthetics to the public, and so we started to organize workshops. Well, if you count the number of workshops we've conducted since 2009, I think there are over 120, and we hold a workshop once every 2 weeks on average. And we would invite designers or artists to attend our workshops from Hong Kong, local Taiwan, and even from Japan. And artists would come and share with us their experiences and their works, their concepts, their way of thinking, etc. And then many people start to understand that there are many people outside of Taipei or Taiwan who has a different vision. And this was a recent workshop in which we invited an artist from Hong Kong to invite her over to hold a workshop for us. And this is a workshop on how you make your own coffee. And we invited a miso instructor from Japan to show people how to make your own natural miso. And then everyone took home 3 kilograms of miso, and everybody was very excited that they could have their own homemade miso to enjoy. So we've organized many events, and in 2010 we also invited over 1,000 guests to join our Cook Cool show. We invited a cooking art master to showcase his expression of food. And of course, there are many different kinds of activities included. There's also a wine tasting, a banquet, and guests could come and enjoy wine tasting before they start dinner. And many people start to realize that food can actually be that beautiful and enjoyable. Sometimes we would work with the government on their shows and carnivals. Here we worked with the government to organize a carnival. For example, a small book exhibition or a movie exhibition or some other workshops. At the end of every year, we would work together with many artists. And then we would look for creative, innovative industries and to ask them to showcase their best designs of the year. And then they would be able to showcase their concepts of different lifestyles. And every time after holding the workshops and exhibitions, we would all gather together for a party. And this time, all the designers, all the artists gathered together for a banquet. After 2009, we started little market or flea markets, and then we invited all these people to come for demonstrations. So you can see this is the farmers market. We invited people working on farms to showcase their organic products. And we organized an event on bringing your mother to the market. In November of last year, we also organized a Real Things Market. It's an event organized together with WSG in Hong Kong. This is a kind of fashion creative industry because VVG organizes event as a promotion. And I said that I don't want to have any kind of fashion party that's too fashionable. I hope to do something that's closer to real life. So we decided to go back to the basics. And so it was a very industrial look. And then so we found carpenters and many craftsmen to attend our events to demonstrate for the guests. And there were about 3,000 to 4,000 people attending. It was a very good exhibition. And of course, we also organized a flea market. We wanted to promote the concept that we shouldn't waste, and that hand-me-downs are also of very good quality. So you can see that these chairs, some of them are antiques, and used a very inexpensive price tag to attract people to buy it. And then after they choose an old chair, you pay for it, and then I would ask the carpenter there to fix the chair, and you would be able to bring the chair home. These are all the photos taken on site. In April of this year, if you've been to Taiwan, you would see that the eastern part of Taiwan is a very beautiful place. In the 50s and 60s, people like Woodstock, so we decided to try to bring this over to the eastern part of Taiwan, and 40 to 50 groups attended, and everybody went over there to camp out. Well, VVG has been trying to use different ways to bring forward different lifestyle concepts. It could be a freestyle way, or it could be a traditional lifestyle. We think that what is most important is to go back to what you really enjoy. Now, the economy is very developed, but I think that we must go back to where we feel we belong to and what we feel most precious to our heart. And then you will be able to find the beautiful things in life. In the past decade, VVG has been using our working at a very slow pace to try to portray these different lifestyles, and we hope that everybody will be able to enjoy their lives. Well, VVG has never really done any advertising in the past decade. We don't even have a website. I hope that we'll be able to pass this by word of mouth to try to spread out this lifestyle to other people. We want to also, through our channels, try to promote our designs and art of Taiwan to other countries. Well, before I conclude, I want to ask if anyone has been to Taiwan. If yes, please raise your hands. Well, not too many. I hope that one day you would come visit Taiwan. Taiwan is a very beautiful place with nice and friendly people. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace.
Thank you.
I am a little bit speechless. I don't know about anybody else. So I'll let you start with the question, Leo.
Grace 你好，很好的 presentation。
It's a great presentation. Thank you. In the past decade, you've done a lot of innovative events, including graphic design. Well, in your own company, do you have your own design team? Yes, you are right. When we first started off in this alley in the eastern part, we didn't have an office. I only did everything in the restaurant whenever there's a free space. Once we started having our own office, I gathered people who were interested in food, in design together, and then we set up a research team. We also have our own marketing team to work on graphic design and events organizing. Well, we're not talking about a lot of people, only 4 to 5 people on our team. Our events are actually very basic, very down to earth. Everybody wants to put in their own passion in these events. Well, it's not difficult to find people who possess this attitude. Well, I spent a lot of time and effort on my colleagues. I bring them around, traveling around to show them, the world, so that it will be eye-opening for them as well.
Christian has a question over here. Move the mic over here, please.
I'll just say that was a wonderful video. Really inspiring. Beautiful brand you have as well.
Thank you.
I'm making my trip to Taiwan very soon.
Yeah, please. Welcome.
What I really got from the video as well is the human element. You've got the sort of, your staff are very important to you, and as you said, you sort of you put their names on the doors of your rooms. How do you go about finding the right people?
Excuse me.
Finding the right people.
Okay.
Training them, and also retaining them
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
Well, yes, it's not easy to find the most suitable people. I think that's the most difficult part. But at VVG, once you join VVG, well, I don't really choose or select people. They are the ones picking me. They are the ones choosing me. Well, when they come into this culture, they come into our company culture, they would start to think of whether they could adjust to the environment, because we don't have SOP, we don't have any kind of system. Everything, you learn from your seniors. The seniors would teach the juniors and then try to portray the company culture to them. It's more like a heritage. I find that those who stay in VVG, well, out of 10 people who join, only one would really stay. Well, we do a lot of events with them. Let me give you an example. When I first started to lead VVG, because I didn't start off in the catering business, I really didn't understand. I thought of a way to try to be on the same line with my chef. So I looked for Beer Ganel restaurants, Thomas Scala. I looked for these top chefs in the world, and then I would bring my chef to eat at these restaurants, and then I would discuss with them why that restaurant would be one of the best restaurants in the world. And I wanted to try to be able to set the same standard as my chef, to be on the same line with them, to have the same concepts with them. And then gradually they became closer to me. We had a better relationship, and then we were able to work together to establish a VVG lifestyle culture.
Sorry, there's one here and one there. Go over here first. That's all right.
Hi. If I look at the beginning of your VVG brand, it started out with more F&B and then retail, and somewhere along the line, it's shifted to more exhibitions and events, and kind of bringing awareness to the crafts and craftsmanship to the forefront. What triggered that change, and where do you see it going in the future?
OK， 我想
Well, we were chosen as one of the most beautiful bookstores in the world. But before that, we were in contact with many different designs. Or maybe it was because it's my own personal interest as well. Because in my previous job, I worked on design, so I felt that design must be part of my life. And it's a great way to portray life aesthetics. In the future, we are going to go towards the same direction. There will be a lot of a different variety of things. I don't want everything to be copied or imitated. I want there to be different expressions of beauty, of art. You would see that each VVG has its own spirit. Each VVG is unique. This is what we want to do. I can announce that by the end of this year, in one of the old streets on Taipei, on Dihua Street. It's one of the old streets there. We are going to do a very different project in that street this year.
Hello. Hi. Thank you for your presentation. It's really nice. I hope I can visit there sometime in the future. But I guess it follows up the previous question, is that it seems that you're promoting a certain lifestyle that's really celebrates the idea of the handcrafted. That seems that it's quite romantic. But I guess my question is that how do you feel about the value of the handcrafted, like in today's world? Like it seems like it's something that can only be. Is it something that can only be appreciated in today's in this special place, or do you think that it can exist some other place? Because it seems like it's something that's quite hard to defend in industries these days, I think. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Because the light is too strong.
不好意思，我没看清楚你是谁提问的，因为那个灯光很亮。好。 Well, we are doing a lot. We hope that we can go back to what we place importance in life. Well, you know, you can see a lot of handcraft. Well, I think it has to do with my friends. Or I have a lot of friends beside me who like to use their spare time to make their own bread, or who like to work on their own woodwork, or who like to work on carpentry. I also like to collect antiques, or actually just old things. You know, anything that is handmade is very precious to me, and I really like to collect these things. So that is why I like to promote this. Well, I'm not sure whether I really answered your question or not. I'm sorry.
So, are you the brand?
Huh?
Are you the brand?
Brand?
The brand VVG. Are
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
Are you
VVG
the
is
brand?
the brand, yeah.
But are you the brand? It seems to be an embodiment of you, and
No.
and you're the inspiration. No? Yes. Or what is your inspiration?
My inspiration. I want to the lifestyle.
So good inspiration to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And who is your main audience then as well? Main audience.
Audience?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Who people pay attention on their lifestyle? I think it's my audience. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay, fair enough. Any more questions here? No more questions? Okay, Grace, thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Thanks for everybody.
Brilliant, thank you.
Welcome to Taipei.